after giving one of the biggest dance number in 2020 with Dance Meri Rani, Guru and Nora are back with foot tapping, mind-boggling and mind-blowing song Dance Meri Rani. Hi guys, welcome.
Hello, hi.
So, कल release हुई है song and it's already 20 million views. I know it's very common for you all because you've been doing that like with the last song as well. How does it feel right now to for such a lovely response of the song?
पहले तो थैंक यू सबका गाना सुनने के लिए, देखने के लिए, एंड थैंक्स टू ऑल द मीडियम्स जो लोगों तक गाना पहुंचाते हैं। आई थिंक जब भी कोई भी दुनिया में बंदा मेहनत करता है, जब कोई भी अपना विजन स्क्रीन पे लेके आने की कोशिश करता है और जब लोग उसको पसंद करते हैं, आई थिंक पहले दिन ही पसंद करते हैं तो हाफ ऑफ द जॉब इज़ डन। हमें वी फील गुड, एवरीबडी फील गुड फ्रॉम द टीम कि हमने जो मेहनत करी है उसका रिज़ल्ट हमें लोगों से मिल रहा है। एंड आई थिंक उससे अच्छी ब्लेसिंग, उससे बढ़िया ब्लेसिंग और साल एंड और कोई तरीके से नहीं हो सकता। जितनी मर्जी पार्टी कर लो, बट फॉर एन आर्टिस्ट अगर ऑडियंस हमारा गाना पसंद कर रही है, दैट इज़ पार्टी फॉर अस।
Yes, definitely. I guess, yeah, I mean, whatever Guru said is how I feel also. I mean, we're so grateful that everyone has supported the song. In particular, this one, because it's different. It's a different vibe, it's a different genre which is not typically explored in Indian music. And we did this as an experiment, not an experiment, but as a door opener, so that we can usher in a genre which is globally extremely popular at the moment. Other industries in the different parts of the world have really embraced Afro beats, and all these different type of artists are singing and dancing in Afro beats from different parts of the world, not necessarily just African artists, but American artists, European artists, even Asian artists. So we felt it was time that we ushered that into India, where Indian artists could also, not represent, but kind of position themselves also globally, because the talent and the skill is here, and it's in abundance. So I just felt the positioning wasn't, the opportunity wasn't there. So when we made this song the way we did it, and we planned it the way that we did, in terms of the theme being Afro, the choreography being Afro, the aesthetics of it in terms of the hair, the makeup, the costumes, giving a homage and celebrating Afro beauty in different forms, and him singing in that style also, it allowed us to now be a part of the trend and position ourselves globally and even cross-culture. Indian cinema, the language Hindi, Indian music, and Indian actors are so popular in Africa, right? For example, right? So many countries are there in Africa. You have North Africa, East Africa, West, South, right? Anywhere you go in Africa, they know who Shah Rukh Khan is. A lot of places in Africa. I'll give you an example of Morocco, right? Because I'm Moroccan, so I'm African. So many Moroccans can sing all of Shah Rukh Khan songs, right? Wow. And word for word. So many Moroccans, they wear saris so beautifully, they wear lehengas so beautifully, they can dance Bollywood style, they know all the films from the 90s, for example. So the celebration of Hindi cinema and Indian culture and art is widely prevalent. So I was like, okay, so if that can reach over there, why can't we do vice versa also, and then celebrate each other globally? And the best way is through music, the best way is through dance, and I'm glad we got to do that together.
Nora, your look, your entire theme, the theme of the song is the talk of the town right now. Please do tell us what went into that, the thought process of it.
So each look has so many layers of why we decided to do what we did. There isn't something in particular, but we have 3 looks. So you have the mermaid look, which goes with the story, and we wanted it to be so fantasy, something dreamy, something exotic. We chose that pale pink wig for a reason, because it's supposed to be, fantasy. It's supposed to be dreamy. It also is a very beautiful color. We worked so hard on finding that fishtail, which is handmade, and it's not handmade, but it came from a very, very particular designer who only makes fishtails out of silicone and latex. And that too, it came from Paris, We shipped it all the way from Paris, which took a lot of effort, a lot of teamwork, and a lot of drama
Sure, yeah.
to get it down here. And when we received it, I realized, okay, this is not, you know, that cartoon wala fishtail that you see people use for Halloween, right? This is real, you know? And it was so heavy. So the weight of it was an add-on to it, but I think that's what made it look realistic on screen. So I'm glad we opted for that and we got a chance to do that. Also, while doing research for this mermaid tale, we realized there's actually a community of women who practice this mermaidism or something like that you call it, where they wear this fishtail and they compete in the oceans and
Even
in
in
water.
Dubai they have
I didn't
one.
know.
Dubai Mall they have
I
this.
had no idea of this, and
By the way,
we
I touched it.
he touched the mermaid tail, yeah.
The lucky one.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's the real one.
the real one. And you know, at first it's like, oh, okay, cool. There's like mermaids. They're women who compete and they wear this, and they actually it's a lifestyle, right? But then when I wore it and I was in that water for 5 to 6 hours shooting, I said, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how to do it. It's really
Yeah, absolutely.
heavy on the knees, heavy on the feet. Hats off to them, you know. But it was a nice experience, and on screen it looked stunning, so it was worth it. So on to the second look, which was the main afro look with the curly afro. That for me is such an important look, and it was so close to me because I have wanted to celebrate that look in anything in India, whether it's a music video or anything. I didn't get a chance because film songs you can't really do much, you know, but with music videos you get to experiment, you get to actually explore different things. So here I'm like, yes, this is the perfect time. So being an African myself, right, I have seen so many shades of beauty standards in our continent, and even in my own country, in Morocco, for instance. So we have different hair textures. We have a lot of girls who have super, super curly hair, afro hair. And then you have girls who have hair like me. But in particular, like my mom, when I was younger, she used to don like an afro. Curly, curly, curly afro. She still has extremely curly hair, but she has a stunning afro, which I used to think, wow, how beautiful, you know. And all my friends, my African friends, whether they're Kenyan or Somalian, as I have a lot of Somalian friends, they all have beautiful curly hair, and I just think it's so beautiful, and it's just a standard of beauty that I felt needed to be celebrated here, because I know there are Indian girls who have beautiful curly hair also, you know, but they don't get lots of representation. So we were thinking, okay, I'm like, all right, let's do this curly look. I think the last time I did curly look was in Garmi, but it wasn't like that out there, you know. So this time we're like fully long, big hair, really sexy, you know, and wild. And then I was like, okay, I have never gone blonde in this vibe in terms of curly hair, so let's try going ash blonde. So what my thing was is first representation, different standards of beauty, representing Afro beauty, and then also giving a different look of mine, because I wanted to experiment, and I'm glad we did that. In terms of the whole look with the jewelry and the textures, the fabric we used, we went very raw. The jewelry gives you an Afro touch. So now what I wanted is that when you look at the Afro look, the curly hair, you don't know what part of Africa are we representing, because Africa is such a huge continent with so many different countries, and that look can be a South African girl, it can be a Tunisian girl, it can be an Egyptian girl, it can be a Moroccan girl, it can be an Ethiopian girl, a Somalian girl. So I wanted that one look that can represent all the girls, be it where they are from Africa, and celebrate that look. Then with the jewelry, we kept it minimal, gave it an Afro touch so that you can connect with the Afro fashion. Then the third look, we wanted it to be glamorous. Really glamorous, the diamante headpiece, the diamante dress. But I wanted to give it a little Egyptian touch. So instead of us going the usual way when we see Egyptian fashion in terms of costume, you always get that pharaoh, eyes are done, this, that. I didn't want to go that usual way. So we did that one vibe with that headpiece that kind of gave you like an Egyptian touch, because Egypt is also an African country. So that's how we celebrated different parts of fashion and aesthetics and beauties of Africa. With the dance, we stuck true to Afro dance. And that was the brief, and I was like, I will not move and do anything but Afro dance in this music, because this was the chance that we can represent African dance, especially Afro jazz. And right now, Afro as a dance style is dominating globally. All dancers worldwide are dancing with this style. And even Indian dancers are killing it in Afro jazz and Afro beat. If you go on social media, all these songs that are trending right now are all Afro. Love No Titi, even Doja Cat's song Woman, that's all Afro inspired, and all the dancers are killing it with the Afro moves. So we took different Afro steps that are popular in different parts of Africa, like Nigeria, Senegal, Ghana, and we use them. And we're like, let's like present it and celebrate it, so that when everyone else outside of India sees this music video, they can be like, okay, they really represented. They're really celebrating us. So that was the goal. And as an African myself, I'm obsessed with Afro dance, Afro music. It's in my blood. And I just wanted a chance to do it. And just like how I celebrate belly dance in Indian music videos, like for example Dilbar or Kusu Kusu, I wanted a chance to do this also, change it up a little, bring a new culture. You know, I also celebrate Indian culture through my independent work, like Arabic Dilbar, which I sang and produced, which is my independent music video. I celebrated Indian culture with the Indian attire, the Indian jewelry, the Indian type of dance. So I always love to cross culture and just bring different cultures together and celebrate it. And any chance that I get to twist it up a bit, I just love to do that. And that's why for us, today reaching 20 million is so important, because that means the audience is open-minded to that, and they're also celebrating, and they're very happy with the kind of mentality that we have.
And you're doing it very beautifully. That's why we just wait when you're coming back together and, you know, giving us something different every time. So that's the, is there a kind of pressure when, you know, audiences also expect a lot of things from both of you when you all come together?
Yes, I think pressure should be, pressure हमेशा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि प्रेशर नहीं है तो चैलेंज नहीं है, रिस्क नहीं है. जब आप नया ट्राई करते हो कुछ भी लाइफ में, इवन समटाइम्स आप कुछ ड्रेस ही ऐसी पहनते हो किसी पर्टिकुलर ओकेजन में विच इज़ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एवरीबडी एल्स हूएवर इज़ वेयरिंग, वो भी एक प्रेशर होता है, चैलेंजिंग होता है कि लोग कैसा देखेंगे मेरे को आज, या नहीं देखेंगे, या क्या बोलेंगे. सो यू शुड बी रेडी फॉर वॉट एवर कॉमेंट्स यू गोना गेट फ्रॉम द मार्केट, whatever ways they're gonna accept or not accept, and then move ahead.
Correct.
Because we've been doing, I've been doing same, she's been doing same. We have done so many music videos. She's done movies and videos and everything on her Instagram, different looks. Every day she posts new pictures. I try to make new music for the audience. So अगर उसमें कुछ नहीं भी पसंद आ रहा तो that's okay. अगर पसंद आ रहा है that's also okay. Because we are here to serve new things to the market through our music, through our looks, through whatever we do, so that जो हमारी ऑडियंस बाहर का देख रही है, क्यों ना हम खुद दिखा सकें अपनी ऑडियंस को थ्रू आवर म्यूजिक वीडियो. सो प्रेशर होता है, अभी भी है, बिकॉज वी आर स्टिल वेटिंग फॉर 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months कि हमारा गाना कैसे एस्टेब्लिश हुआ मार्केट में, what changes people want from us in the same genre of music, what changes they want in the music video, what changes they want when they see some new avatar of hers or mine on screen. So I think pressure है और होना भी चाहिए. And anyways we love everybody who watches us, because उन्हीं की वजह से हम लोग जो कुछ भी करते हैं, I think ये इंटरव्यू भी ऑडियंस के लिए हो रहा है. So I think we love them.
So do you all read the comments below आपके YouTube videos के नीचे?
You know, it depends, because right now it's not really a place to decide whether you're going the right way or wrong way, because there's so many bots also, there's so many negativity too, so you can't really decide via comments. But what I do is I watch a lot of YouTube reactions, and I find those are very genuine. And from YouTube reactions I noticed that there's no borders, our music goes far. You know, we have someone sitting in America giving a reaction, someone sitting in Korea giving a reaction, someone sitting in Kenya giving a reaction. So I gauge the fact that right now our reach is global, and we have different type of audiences. So now we can't just cater to one group of audience, because the audience is diverse. So we have to smartly always change up what kind of music we're picking up, what kind of dance form we're picking up, and how we're presenting ourselves. So now we understand we're going into the international space and zone because of social media. Before it was more difficult. Before it was TV, cinema. kind of there was a border where we couldn't cross, but now with social media everything reaches. There's no control. So now you have to cater globally. You have to think globally. You can't just think our backyard, you know. So that is how my mentality is, and because of that I feel like, do I read comments? Yeah, I read comments. But do I take them seriously? Not always, because then we will falter. We'll start getting confused and we lose our focus and what our goal is. Because I have a goal, he has a goal, every artist has a goal. So we can't allow anything to, you know, shake up our focus. But yes, when I watch my YouTube my YouTube reactions, I see what they react to, I see how they dissect, they discuss. It's a educated criticism or educated conversation that happens from that, and I really respect that. But I think social media can be a place where it can foster a lot of negativity, so you have to be smart in how you use it, and you have to also, as an artist, and I think artists of the 90s and the 2000s and way before that also really enjoyed a time where they just loved their work and they just did their work because they love what their craft is, and they were unbothered by so many opinions and unbothered by trolls and unbothered by all that. Now at this time, unfortunately, this group of artists, this age of artists, we have to deal with that. And I think if you're not smart, it can affect your art. So that's why I really think that there's a fine line we shouldn't cross with social media. And if you're smart, and like for example Guru understands it, use it as a platform to reach your fans and to project your art, but I think that's where it should stop. Can't dissect everything. Ye fan ne kya bola, ye hater ne kya bola, ye kya likha. That will really throw you off. But yeah, so that's my answer about the bad comments.
So do you choreograph your steps, or there is someone else, or
Good question.
Do you put in
I do for her all the choreography.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, you don't know?
Wow, sorry, I didn't know.
I don't know myself dance, but I choreograph. That's my hidden art.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
There's a funny clip out behind the scenes where I'm like in the middle of the take, and it's so funny, you should see it. It really depends on what song it is, who I am working with. What I can say is I've been so blessed that the choreographers I work with have understood that I have a lot to offer in terms of ideas and in terms of a vision, and they give me that respect where I can collaborate with them. So most of the things I've done have been collaborative efforts with other choreographers, and I respect that a lot, because not a lot of artists get that opportunity where it's an open table, like come, let's jam, what do you want to do you have anything in mind? So it makes me more attached to the project than any other artist who just comes, rehearses, shows up, comes in front of the camera, performs and leaves. Now every project becomes my baby. So I become extremely attached to that project, and I look at every detail, and sometimes I will lose sleep at night, and I won't sleep because of that one small thing, and I'm like, that move we decided to do, I've seen myself do it before. Should we change it? And I'll think about it all day. Then I'll come the next day, okay, we need to change that move. We have to do something different. If I'm not giving ideas, then I'm giving them briefs, like, guys, you know, my vision's like this. I think we should do it like that. For this song, Bosco Sir and his team, they gave remarkable choreography, and I was so impressed.
Absolutely.
All I had to do was brief, guys, I need authentic Afro choreo.
I love the way she did every step in the video.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's different level.
Yeah.
Nobody in India, or I think nobody anywhere can do the way she does it. I just love, when I saw the first cut, I went mad. I still have the same energy whenever I see her in the video. It's incredible.
You actually make us feel like getting up and dancing.
It's incredible.
But you see, that's what Afro does, like Afro beat and Afro dance style.
She's
aggressive,
yeah.
but at the same time,
she's into the zone.
Yeah, and there's a
she
swag.
has an expression.
Yes.
She looks like this, and then it's different level.
So, and why I love Afro dance is because it gives you a level of confidence. You know, you just go with the beat. And sometimes, you know, you're feeling yourself, and then you see that person's like that, you're like, mujhe bhi karna hai.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why I love it. And for me, when we were shooting this, it was so much fun. There was a lot of pressure during rehearsals because I'm like, I have to do it very well because I'm representing, you know, a big, you know, big thing over here. And one thing about Afro dance is that there is a little element which is swag, you know, there's a little bit of ease about it, it's cool vibe about it, which you can't learn, and you just have to find it inside you. And I'm so glad I was able to do that. And besides me, I've seen so many Indian dancers on social media across India, sometimes in remote villages, really execute this dance style to the T, and I get really shocked sometimes. I'm like, whoa! I have a hashtag called. I'm like, okay. I have a hashtag called #DanceWithNora, and there I keep reposting everybody's videos, whoever I see. And if you go on that hashtag and you just look at everyone dancing, you'll be surprised how good they are.
Yeah.
Some of them, you know, they have no training, but they're so good. Some of them are in such remote parts of the country, and you're like, how on earth did they even pick up this style? You know, how do they even have this knowledge? But that's the beauty of dance.
Right.
And one more thing I want to add on. During आप लोग जो भी देख रहे हो, आप पहले 4 घंटे पानी में रहो, उसके बाद वैसा डांस करो the way she did it. Because she was in water because of that mermaid वाला जो look था. For at least 3-4 hours.
It was about 5 hours.
4-5 hours, and then once she was done with that look, she changed the look, started dancing. I was impressed. It is very difficult. पानी में 5 घंटे
वो freeze हो जाता है पैर.
रह के उसके बाद you just come on screen and then start dancing. Don't try this at home.
But I think now every girl wants to dance like Nora, like utho, and you know, you just go to that groove.
So for the audience who sees her as a role model, see, sometimes things seems very easy on screen. Sometimes things seems very okay, हो रहा है, चल रहा है, वहाँ पे जाके म्यूजिक वीडियो तो है कर ली है, वहाँ पे पहुँचने तो है कर लिया है, मूवी कर. But if you really wanna do the way she does, if you are a dancer, if you wanna bring yourself up front, you need to really work hard.
Yeah.
Every second, every day, with your dream. And even if you wanna be a singer, you need to really work hard.
Yeah, and I think at this point, I can't really speak of other professions, but just as an artist, if you want your art to be at a certain level, at a certain standard, and appreciated at the level that, for example, we are appreciated, you have to sacrifice so
absolutely.
much. Yeah, you have to, like, you got to work so hard. You have to have passion, and you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot.
The first thing you have to sacrifice is your sleep.
Your sleep.
People love sleeping.
Yes,
you can only sleep after 45. Once you're 45 years old, then sleep.
I think, at this point, I was thinking about that yesterday.
You have to do things which you love,
have
which
to
you want to be.
sacrifice
Yeah, you have to sacrifice
sleep. You gotta sacrifice personal life. You gotta sacrifice, like, you know how many of my friends' weddings I've missed, birthdays I've missed, anniversaries. And my friend of mine is getting married in Jan, and she's like the 7th friend in my group to get married. And I'm like, I can't believe I missed everybody's weddings, everybody's childbirth, everybody's this, that, because of a passion. So there's a flip side to everything. So yeah.
All right. So what next from both of you after this? Ek aur mind-blowing, mind-boggling
After this,
song?
we are going to Mars, and NASA has invited us.
I'm gonna be doing.
You don't know हाँ मार्स जा रहे हैं और वहाँ पे हम अगला शूट प्लान कर रहे हैं. टी सीरीज ने हमें बहुत बड़ा बजट दे दिया इस बार, जिस बजट से
No idea.
You don't know about the Mars? एलन मस्क ने हमें टिकट्स भेजी हैं दोनों को.
Wow.
I didn't know T-Series behind that.
But again, it's movies for her, movie songs for me. She's acting. I'm also doing movies now. I'm doing more music videos, doing my album. She's doing movies.
Yes.
She's doing more music videos. She's gonna go global in a very different way. She's working hard. I'm working hard. यही हमारा है. I think for an artist,
Moving forward.
यही ड्रीम है कि और क्या नया करना है आगे every day with link to our talent, whatever we are known for. So that's what we do.
Okay.